Welcome all of you to the online class of biology. We were studying chapter 9 biomolecules and we have already studied about amino acids and proteins. So today I will explain you about the nucleic acids and their monomers. Okay, so you can see that here in this paragraph, okay, here it is given that in living organism a number of carbon compounds with heterocyclic rings can be seen. Understood? Heterocyclic rings. Examples of them are, see, adenine, okay, adenine, guanine, cytosine, uracil and thymine. What are they? Heterocyclic rings. Okay. And when these, so what are they? Nitrogen bases. Okay, nitrogen bases, heterocyclic rings, and these heterocyclic rings are known as nitrogen bases, like what? Adenine, guanine, cytosine, uracil and thymine. Okay, so you can see here, this is one adenine, okay, adenine, this is uracil. Understood? So like this, in living cells, okay, some heterocyclic rings can be seen. These are some of them are known as what? Nitrogen bases, and examples I told. What are they? Adenine, uracil, isn't it? Guanosine, cytosine, etc. Okay, uracil, etc. And if this these nitrogen bases, if this nitrogen bases, if they found attached with a sugar, then we call it as what? Nucleosides. What it is? Nucleosides. So what are nucleosides? Nitrogen base plus sugar. Okay, and nucleosides, when they are, okay, attached to a phosphate group, these are known as then nucleotides. Okay, so nucleosides examples are adenosine. Okay, adenosine means what then? Adenine. Okay, that is the nitrogen base plus what? A sugar. Understood? So it will be adenosine. Guanosine is a nucleoside which is consisting of nitrogen base and the sugar. Okay, thymidine, is it clear? Uridine, cytidine, all these are nucleosides. What are nucleosides? When a nitrogen base is found attached with a sugar. Understood? Now, these all are examples of what? Nucleosides. What are they? Adenosine, guanosine, thymidine, uridine and cytidine. Okay, don't forget. And what are nitrogen bases? Adenine, guanine, cytosine, uracil and thymine. Is it clear? Now, I told when these nucleosides are getting attached with a phosphate group, then they are forming what? Nucleotides. Examples of nucleotides are what? Adenilic acid, thymidilic acid, okay, guanilic acid, uridylic acid and cytidilic acids. These are all what? Nucleotides. So can be asked, write the names of nucleotides. Is it clear? So what are the nucleotides found in here? Means cells of the living organisms? Adenilic acid, thymidilic acid, guanilic acid, uridylic acid and cytidilic acid. And what are the nucleosides? Adenosine, guanosine, thymidine, uridine and cytidine. Is it clear? Then what are the 5 nitrogen bases? Adenine, guanine, cytosine, uracil and thymine. Okay, so this nucleic acids, have you heard about nucleic acids? How many types of nucleic acids are there in our body? Means in living organisms you can find 2 different nucleic acids. What are they? DNA and RNA. And this DNA and RNA are the polymers of nucleotides. Is it clear? And what is the major function of DNA and RNA? They functions as the genetic material. What do you mean by genetic material? The component that is responsible for the what? Transfer of character from one generation to another generation, and also this is the material that controls the activities of a cell. Okay, so that is what genetic material. So there are two types of genetic material found in the organisms. What are they? DNA and RNA. Have you heard about RNA as the genetic material? Yes, many viruses are having RNA as the genetic material, and the most what abundant genetic material, or the genetic material which is found in almost all the organisms, are DNA. Okay, so DNA is a preferred genetic material over what? RNA. Understood? So this DNA and RNA are made up of what? The polymerize, or they are made up of nucleotides. By the polymerization of nucleotides only they forms. Okay, we have studied now proteins are made up of amino acids. Protein is a biomolecule, okay, and it is made up of amino acids. Okay, in the same way you can see that DNA and RNA are biomolecules. They are made up of what? The monomers called nucleotides. Okay, nucleotides are formed by what? The combination of nitrogen base, phosphate group, and the sugar. Is it clear? So here in this diagram you can see this is the nitrogen base, this is the nucleoside, okay, adenosine, and this is the nucleotide, okay, formed by the addition of one phosphate group also. And here uracil is the nitrogen base, okay, and then this is the nucleoside uridine, and then you can see the nucleotide will be by the addition of phosphate group. Is it clear? By adding a phosphate group to this, it will become the what? The nucleotide. So nucleic acids also, I told it's a means macromolecule, and it will be found in the acid insoluble fraction. Okay, we have studied now in that experiment by grinding the tissue with trichloroacetic acid and filtering it. So in that experiment you can find the nucleic acid in where? In the acid insoluble portion. Understood? And each this nucleic acid, I told it's made up of nucleotides. Okay, and there are three distinct compounds, I told already. What are they? They are nitrogen base, then a sugar, okay, and the phosphoric acid or phosphate group. Okay, and you can see that the nitrogen bases found in them can be divided into pyrimidines and purines. Okay, purines and pyrimidines, and the sugar which is found in the polynucleotide can be a ribose sugar or a 2-deoxyribose. So two types of sugars, monosaccharides only, that we will study in the next class. What are monosaccharides and polysaccharides? Okay, so it's a kind of monosaccharide. What? Ribose. Ribose is an example for monosaccharide. Means it's a repeating unit of any polysaccharide. Okay, so what? Monosaccharide. Monosaccharide is what? The repeating unit of polysaccharide. So ribose is a kind of monosaccharide. Okay, and the sugar which is found in this nucleic acids can be a ribose sugar or a deoxyribose sugar. So deoxyribose sugar is found where? In DNA. That's what we call it as what? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, and if that the genetic material nucleic acid contains ribose as the sugar, then it is ribonucleic acid, RNA. Okay, is it clear? I told nucleic acids are means a polymer of nucleotides. Okay, so each nucleotide will have what? A nucleic nitrogen base, guanine will be there, then one ribose sugar will be there, that forms these two together forms what? Uh, the nucleoside. Okay, and you can see that when this nucleoside is attached to the phosphate group, it will form the nucleotide. So this much is what? One nucleotide. Okay, now you can see that the nucleotides are attached in a nucleic acid by phosphodiester bond. Okay, that is between the 3' carbon of one what nucleotide will combine. Okay, nucleoside will combine with the 5' end of another what carbon of another nucleotide and form a ester bond. Likewise, two ester bond, one is here. Okay, this monomer forms a bond here. Okay, phospho ester bond here, and here another one. Likewise, one sugar will be having two ester bonds. They are attached by two ester bonds, so only it is known as what? Phosphodiester bond. So the nucleotides, okay, are attached by which bond? Phosphodiester bond. What was the bond in amino acids when they form the polymer proteins? That was CONH bond, isn't it? Peptide bond. So here you can see what? Phosphodiester bond, that what joins the monomers of a nucleic acid. That is, the phosphate moiety links the 3' carbon of one sugar of one nucleotide, okay, to the 5' carbon of the sugar of the succeeding nucleotide. Two nucleotides, they are attached through what? Phosphate moiety, okay, that links the 3' carbon of one sugar and the 5' carbon of another sugar of the nucleotide. Is it clear? So the bond between phosphate and hydroxyl group of sugar is ester bond, and as there is what one such ester bond on either side, both the sides in a sugar, okay, it is known as what? Phosphodiester bond. So let's study the structure of a what nucleic acid, okay, especially DNA. Okay, so the DNA is the famous model was proposed by Watson and Crick. Okay, means they have postulated the molecule of DNA will look like this. They proposed a model, okay, that is known as double helix model. Okay, DNA double helix model. Who proposed? Watson and Crick. Okay, then, so according to this model, the two strands of polynucleotides, okay, you know that DNA is a two-stranded molecule. Have you seen the helical staircase? Okay, from where you can go upstairs by what? Moving around the this one, what? The stairs, isn't it? So in like this, each DNA molecule will have two strands, okay, and the two strands are anti-parallel. That is, they run in opposite directions. Okay, they run in opposite direction. See, you can see here, okay, two strands will be there that runs, okay, that is helically found. And you, if when you see the direction, okay, of this strands, one will be in this direction, okay, and the other will be in this direction, anti-parallel. What we call it as anti-parallel. Okay, they run in opposite direction. And the backbone, okay, is formed by the sugar and phosphate chain. Okay, you can see here sugar, okay, then one sugar is attached to another sugar through what? Phosphate. So this structure forms what? Sugar and phosphate. Okay, the skeleton of the strands are formed by sugar and phosphate. Is it clear? Then the nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases will be found projected into the means projected more or less perpendicular to this backbone, and they are facing inside. So here you can see the what? The bases. Okay, you can see that A will always pair with thymine. Okay, adenine will always pair with thymine, and you can see that guanine will pair with cytosine. Likewise, if here cytosine is there, here what will be there? If it is cytosine here, here it will be guanine. Understood? So always that complementarity is there. Means wherever A is there in this strand, that will join with what? Only T. Okay, so that is known as complementarity. Understood? And this is very, very significant in different process of DNA like replication, transcription, all that we will study in next year. Understood? So the nitrogen bases are complementary to each other, means wherever adenine is there in one strand, in the other strand you can see what thymine in the means they both will be joined by what, which bond is there in between them, hydrogen bonds, and there will be two hydrogen bond between adenine and thymine. Okay, and there will be three what hydrogen bonds between cytosine and guanine. Is it clear? And you cannot see any uracil here, because in uracil you can find only where in RNA. Okay, wherever thymine should be there, there what will be there in RNA? Uracil. Is it clear? So in this way you can see uh, the DNA is made up of two strands. Okay, double stranded one it is, according to whose model? Watson and Crick's double helix model. Is it clear? And I told between in between the strands there are what nitrogen base pairs, and they represent the steps. If you imagine the DNA as a helical staircase, each step is represented by pair of bases AT and CG. Is it clear? AT will be between, means they will be joined between by two hydrogen bonds, and C and G between they are joined by what, three hydrogen bonds. Okay, and at each step of ascent the strand turns 36 degree. Okay, that the turn, okay, between two adjacent steps. Two adjacent steps means what? One step is represented by a nitrogen base pair AT or CG. Understood? And between them how much degree is there? 36 degree turns. Okay, and one full turn from one point to the other point, if that what the curve if we consider, okay, you can see that 10 base pairs will be there between adjacent. Okay, one full turn of helical strand. One full turn of helical strand means what? If you start from a point and if you are climbing the staircase, and if you reach just above to the starting point, okay, that much will be how much? How many base pairs will be there? 10 base pairs. Okay, and the pitch between these two, okay, the distance between these two is these two base pairs is means between two base pair, not between the full turn, is 34 angstrom, and the rise per base pair is 3.4 angstrom. Okay, 3.4 angstrom will be the distance between two adjacent base pairs, and between a complete pitch or complete full turn will be 3.4 into 10, because 10 base pairs are there. Okay, so it is 34 angstrom. Okay, and this features, okay, a DNA, or this is explaining the features of a DNA called bDNA. Okay, so there are different types of DNA means DNA structures are there. Okay, and that we will study in higher classes. So between this two adjacent base pairs, what is the distance? 3.4 angstrom, and between a full turn of helical strand, that will be 34 angstrom. Is it clear? So hope you understood this. We have studied from where? From the nucleotides, isn't it? Nucleotides. So I have taught you means in between from the chapters. Okay, so first we have studied about amino acids, and then we have studied about proteins. Then I have told you about the nucleotides. Okay, nucleotides and their polymers known as, see from here I have told you in this video, that is the nitrogen base. Okay, and then so nucleosides, nucleotides. Okay, then I have told you about the bond between this nucleotides. Okay, nucleotides, how they are joined, so that I have told you. Then I told you about the this one, what is that? That is the structure of DNA, the structure of the structure of DNA proposed by Watson and Crick. From here I have told you about the bond, okay, and the different components of DNA and RNA. Then I have told you, I explained you about the bond, okay, between the nucleotides, okay, and then the structure of DNA here explained by Watson and Crick, the double helix model of DNA explained by Watson and Crick. Okay, so all this, I hope it is very clear to you. You have to study the textbook, okay, and make the drawings, okay, so that it will be easy for you. Otherwise, as I told you earlier, it will be very very difficult later. So according to, means, as the classes finish, you have to, as you watch the videos, you have to go through the textbook and study it then and there itself. Okay, so let's meet in the next class. Bye.